play the Irish up in Notre Dame tomorrow. So we're heading down 85 here, a little foggy. Pretty good bit of fog. Hoping it lifts here. The plane's not delayed due to fog, so I have to get back by 5:30 and pick up an aquatic swim team at Greenville, and then we're going to go down to Athens, Georgia, to the University of Georgia. We'll be having a meet tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll come back, drop them off in Greenville, and Monday I'll be picking up the Greenville Swamp Rabbits hockey team again, and we'll be heading down to Savannah to play the Pirates down in Savannah. Monday night, playing Tuesday night, and be home early Wednesday morning. So we got 5 days of a little bit of activity, different things. Of course, one of my favorites is being with the boys of the hockey team. So let's go over to Clemson and see what's happening. We'll get back down there. See you. Well, everybody, we're back here at Clemson University at Little John Coliseum. Just pulled up here, try to get situated back into the arenas where the guys can load their bags up and equipment, and we'll take them down to the airport. So I'm looking around here, I gotta wait on a truck here to move out so I can back in the alleyway. But I appreciate you joining my channel. I've been here for a couple years, and I've really just fiddling around here and there and doing various things. So this year, as we turn the calendar, decided I'm going to try to do 1 or 2 a day, and do a lot more behind the scenes of what I do out here on the road, driving buses for professional and college sports teams primarily. I've been doing this for about 26 years with Champion Coach. I've been driving buses about 43 years, mostly all part-time, kind of full-time right now per se, but I don't work all year long. But we're pretty busy, so I do chip in and kind of help out. And you'll find out as we go along. I work with a few teams. Luckily, we get involved with sports teams who kind of like us. We get to know them. We know their schedule. We know their routine. We know their how they operate. So you're going to see this year, I'll be picking back up again with my usual teams. I'm in my 5th year of driving with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, which is a East Coast Hockey League professional hockey team. And we'll be Monday and Tuesday going down to Savannah. We just got back this past week from Orlando and Jacksonville with a couple big wins. So we're going to give you a little peek behind the curtains here on these sports teams. I might tell you a little bit about we're going out to the airport, and we're going to be dropping them off at the plane. So we do get access onto the runways with all the big tarmacs, with all the big planes, little planes. I imagine Clemson will be on a little small plane today, but they're going to Notre Dame. And again, this afternoon I'll come back to Greenville and take an aquatic swimming team from Greenville down to Athens, Georgia. And I'll be there until Sunday with them, and then come back Monday, go down and pick up the Swamp Rabbits, and we'll go to Savannah. And then after that, it'll be a few days off, and you'll see on my channel, I'll do some periodically personal stuff. I'm going to have a train trip coming up where I'm going up to, my wife and I, to the White Mountains in New Hampshire, up at Woodstock. And we're going to be doing a very scenic Conway Scenic Railway train. And we're also going to one of the big national, probably the largest train show in America in Springfield, Massachusetts, over here at the complex where they host annually the state fairs of all the 6 New England states all at one time. So that'll be pretty neat. So we're just going to here sit, wait, and see if I get situated back into the loading dock. But the main theme I think of this channel I'm going to try to do is to really take you behind the scenes of these sporting events. A lot of people don't realize what goes on these teams, how these events take place: baseball, hockey, football. All my years I've been involved in national championship games down to kids little league baseball games, Major League Baseball playoff games, College World Series. One of my favorite teams and coaches that I've ever worked with was North Carolina State University head baseball coach, Elliott Avent, and the Wolfpack. Did about 10 years with them, and it's fun because some of the guys that you get to know personally go up to the big leagues. And there's two right now that are come out of the years that I was with NC State. Carlos Rodon, who's pitching with the Yankees, and Trey Turner, who's with the Philadelphia Phillies. And I still come across and see them guys, and we'll talk. And they remember our days together at NC State, riding the roads to ACC baseball games. So that's going to be the gist that we're going to do. It's going to be kind of a little bit here and there. Kind of bear with me. Our channel is, we're not dead yet. Older fellow. I've done this for so many years. Also retired state trooper. So I've had a multiple of careers that I've done over my life. I've watched a lot of other channels over the last couple years, and the one thing that'd be a little different from mine is that most of the professional guys and the guys that do a really good job out here doing YouTube channels is that they're doing it full time, and that's their only job. So you gotta please remember that when I'm out here doing this stuff, I'm still working a job and trying to do a little bit of filming here and there. The one thing that makes it a little bit more difficult for me in a bus compared to maybe some of the airline pilots and definitely the truck drivers is that they can film all the time because there's nobody really around them, versus myself, unless I'm calling what I call the deadhead, where I'm driving by myself. I gotta be a little more cautious and careful, about filming when you got people on the bus, and safety wise, which I'm not going to be doing while I'm driving with people, and then being around them. So I got to be cautious where I go. So it's not no freewheeling and dealing out here. So that to be a little different. So kind of bear with me as we progress here. But I wanted to kind of put a few things together and show you what's like today, taking a team out of the airport, going on tarmac, driving right up to the airplane, getting on the plane. What it's like to do that. I've done that in Washington. All Cleveland, Ohio, Dallas, Texas, you name it, Miami. And they're all a little different how they operate, but it's things like we got to be there like an hour ahead of time, got to go through security checks. We come out and check the bus, check me, because again, we're going into secure areas onto the actual airport property. So again, we're going to give you access to where you're going to look at and say, man, I didn't know all that happened. That's my whole plan is to say, I didn't know all that was involved with getting a baseball game started, or how does a team travel, or what goes on as they get to your baseball stadium, or the hockey arena, or the basketball arena. I don't do a whole lot of basketball. I did one trip last week with South Carolina State University. They went up to play University of Tennessee at Knoxville. I didn't really do much up there, but I'm going to be going to work a little more here to kind of show you behind the scenes. And so that when you turn the TV channel on or you go to a game, you'll sit back and think, well, okay, this is probably what's happening. Because what's amazing is when you put a TV on, you think, boy, there's a sporting event. Well, it took a lot more to get them there. So, all right, we're going to pull up and get stopped here and back up the alleyway, and we'll see you down as we get to the airport. Well, hello back again. We're here from Clemson University, Long John Coliseum, waiting on the team to come out. I'm going to show you my ride. Let's go outside here and we are back again here just to give you a little glimpse of my ride that I've been in, luckily 4 years. I've been in this bus. My old girl and I, we put a lot of miles on together. Some of my little buddies here that I picked up over years. You'll find out I love cats. These are a number of cats I've built like my cats at home. I got a couple calicos, orange ginger tabbies, gray cat, black and white tuxedo. There's the Peabody Hotel duck. If you've ever been to Memphis, see the Memphis Peabody Ducks. But anyway, we just sit here. That's part of our job. A lot of times it's getting there early, waiting. It's a waiting job. Clemson volleyball arena. Clemson's is really, they got the facilities here. I guess being national championship, we're gonna look at the stadium. Here's the football stadium. Death Valley. Clemson Tigers. And here she is. Never really gave her a name. I've been in it about 4 years. Put probably 300,000 miles together, me and her. Driving around the country, old 3063. So anyway, that's what it is. We get here usually half an hour or 45 minutes early before departure. And then usually after a post game when we're there, it's usually at 45 minutes, an hour after the game. So when the guys or the girls will get back on a bus. And I've been over here a number of times, back when I was a trooper working for traffic control and security. If I could have had you all for the years past, the teams I've been with in baseball, I can name them off, particularly the New York Mets, New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, Houston Astros, you name it. Get many of the baseball teams I've traveled with over the years. I started out really with the company, being one of the first ones that were doing Major League Baseball for the company back probably 15 years ago. But now I kind of progressed to where I'm doing minor league baseball, and I like it better. It's the same kind of money, a little less stressful, much more low-key, much less traffic in these little towns like Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Rome, Georgia, versus being in DC or New York City. Or, you know, after a while I've done it all. Don't really care if I do it much anymore. Just like a little low-key, get back and watch some baseball, and then once April comes, you'll see I'll be back with the Greenville Drive, which is the single-A affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. And I'll be with them all spring and summer, going on road trips from the Bowling Green, Winston-Salem, Greensboro. We got one trip up to New Jersey, to the Jersey Shore. Last year, our trip we had upstate New York, and which was pretty fun. I took Spartanburgers single-A baseball team on a playoff run through Bowling Green into Brooklyn. We drove all the way to Kentucky to Brooklyn in 2 days, where they went and played in the single-A championship series. Again, that was very interesting and fun, being at Coney Island. I can maybe show some clips here later of how it was at Coney Island, and get some of those famous Nathan hot dogs on the boardwalk. All right, so we're gonna sit here and wait. The guys come out, maybe a 30-minute ride over to the airport, drop them off, and then I'll head back to Greenville and pick up the Greenville Aquatic Swim Team and head down to Athens, Georgia for the weekend. So, again, I hope you enjoy this. Sometimes I might be rambling on, but I want to give you a little bit of background on what we're going to try to do. And, you know, please hit the like and subscribe button, kind of help build the channel. I know all these big guys, you know, they appreciate all the support and the thousands we get, and I'm just a little small guy. That's just how it is. But it's always nice to know who's out there. Make comments. If you have any questions, I'm certainly glad to answer them. There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to moving around professional and college sports teams than meets the eye. So again, hit the like and subscribe. Leave some comments, and I will always certainly respond back, and I appreciate y'all's support. So let's get the guys on here from Clemson so we can get them to the airport and get them on their way to Notre Dame. Kind of down underneath the arena. There's Little John Coliseum, waiting on the team to come out. Out here near the locker room. Everything's tiger paws and orange. And see, take a little peek out into the arena. Back in a minute. Well, we're inside Little John Coliseum. You can see they're setting up for gymnastics meet. Basketball's on the road. So, the hard court has become a gymnastics floor. Pretty much like hockey goes from basketball. It's about 12 hours from the basketball transition to a hockey arena. So, so the team here will be traveling to South Bend, Indiana to play the Irish of Notre Dame. All right, let's head to the bus, see if they're starting to come out already. Once the head coach usually gets on the bus, it's time to go. They have a practice facility behind there. And the actual Coliseum is being used for like gymnastics. Clemson has quite the facilities out here for all their sports. Doing what we do best, hang around late. They should be coming out shortly. A little post-practice snack. Chick-fil-A is there. Once Coach Barnell gets on the bus, everybody's ready to go. Crew ready to go. A little snack on the trip over the airport. Right, Chick-fil-A, which during the sports seasons, Chick-fil-A, Jimmy John's subs, all over. Everybody coming. Some guys will be coming out at 3 o'clock, a little bit, load up at the airport. And to show you a little bit behind the scenes, what teams do before they get on the court, or the baseball field, or the ice rink. All the teams usually have phrases and things to get them focused and pumped up and know why they're here. Commit to the journey. A little bit unusual here. We got two sports here blending in together. Alabama girls gymnastics here, and the guys basketball loading up. There's going to be a meet tonight here. Here's the airport. Dropping off the guys. There's a little unknown secret here, a little secret. This is Dale Earnhardt's company airplane. A couple of charter flights. Music. Pilots and all dressed in black. Rain in the back. So they're checking in here with the airplane staff. It's starting to rain now, so they'll be heading up to snow and cold weather. So this is what a lot of we do here, right on the underneath the plane. Walk all over it. One of the pilots. It's much more easier than the big airports like Greenville, Spartanburg, Charlotte, Atlanta. Although we do a lot onto the runways and the tarmacs there too. I'll explain a little more when we get back in the bus and quiet. So, a little noisy out here. Anderson Airport. All right, guys, here's a view you don't get to do very often. Walk right up to a plane, underneath the plane. Clemson basketball here loading up. So again, this is the Dale Earnhardt Company. One of a couple planes they have. All right, walk up underneath it. I've been under the wings underneath. front cockpit everywhere. All right, we're gonna get on the road, head back to Greenville, and pick up a swim team and head to Athens, Georgia. Well, welcome back, everybody. We just dropped off the basketball team at the airport. Hope you enjoyed that little back scenes drop. Look at teams, how they come on to a private airport or at a charter airport, which they call FBO. So teams who are flying charter, the planes come into the charter side of the airport, which most of all the airports have. It's called the FBO or the charter flight area. Different names like Signature Air, and so forth. So that's how we get on the air tarmacs, get through clearance. Over here in Anderson, it's pretty low key, just drive right on. And again, you saw the airplane that the team's flying on. It's a company that's owned by Dale Hart Corporation. They have a couple planes, and the obvious sign, which I learned a few years ago, is that's all black. The pilots and crew are all dressed in black, just like the man in black was for NASCAR. So that's a pretty cool little tidbit. And so now I'm heading back on, getting on 85 and heading back to Greenville to pick up my little youth swim team to head down to Athens, Georgia. So that's pretty much primarily on a low-key, easy kind of trip. What it's like here to pick up a college basketball team. I know we do one professional basketball team. The Washington Wizards, I believe it is, we work with. So every team, every sport's a little bit different how we do things. But one thing you're going to find, and I found over all the years, the 26 years I've been working with sports teams, they're all used to habit. The way they do things, it's all by habit, timing, schedule. Things change, it kind of goes off kilt a little bit, especially when something dramatically changes, just a game day. So, pretty unique, pretty different. Like I said, once we do some baseball, starting about a month and a half doing baseball. I'll be working with the University of Florida baseball, one of the premier teams of the SEC and the nation. They're always primarily battling here for top 5. Been to the World Series a couple times the last couple years in Omaha. Then we'll swing over to in April to the Greenville Drive. Do the Greenville Drive, minor league team of the Boston Red Sox. But remainder of summer is a 1 week on, 1 week off kind of deal, and then I'll probably do some other little trips here and there in between. So hope you enjoyed this. Again, please like and subscribe. Put any kind of questions you have about what it's like about behind the scenes. And again, a lot of this channel, besides my personal travels, I'll be doing to show things. Just taking a look as we pull the curtain back behind some of the teams and sports and how things are done and how things are put together to put a team on the field that you see on TV or see in the stands. So we'll see you back in Greenville, pick up the team and head down to Athens, and we'll come back to you and do a little bit about our post-trip arrival to Athens, check in a hotel, and then do our post-trip and all that. So a little bit of noise you might hear in the background, the wipers. The day's kind of turning into a crappy little day here. So we'll see you either in Greenville or coming down to Athens. See you guys. Well, everybody, welcome back here to Greenville, South Carolina, as we are now picking up another team here, a swim aquatic team going down to the University of Georgia. And you know, these pools are just nice here in Greenville. And I live here in Greenville. So, a number of teams here competing at the Aquatic Center on the University of Georgia, which is a real nice facility. I've been here before. So we're going to switch gears from men's basketball to swimming to right there, Money to hockey. So stay tuned. We'll see you down the road in Athens, Georgia. Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Tonight we have checked into the University of Georgia, the hotel, now on campus right here. with the swim team here from Greenville. So most of the big universities have a main hotel on campus. Some of the teams, sports teams, stay here. I've been here a few times here with various SEC teams. Also, this is where the Georgia football team stays Friday night prior to a home game, when they bus over to the stadium here at Sanford Stadium, and between the bushes or between the hedges. So basically, it's the end of the day. Usually every night we get in, we have to do a post check on the bus, make sure everything is good to go, no defects. Today I had a little bit different here. Usually we park at the hotel, but there's no parking for the bus here at the hotel. So we had to be about 10 minutes away at the Georgia softball stadium, and the concierge valet drove me back over to the hotel. So that's typical of what our day is. Some days are worse, some days are better. Today was pretty normal. No glitches, just a little bit of rain dealing with. But tomorrow back up at 10:15, take the kids over to the aquatic center, drop them off, and then I'll be free part of the day. And then, again, like I said, every day is a little bit different. It's one thing about the job here, it's kind of fun. No day's really ever the same, even though same teams, I know the schedule, I know what the protocol or procedure is going to be. Weather, events can happen that change it. So we're going to wrap it up, put this day to bed. One campus, Clemson University, and we ended up on another one, University of Georgia Bulldogs. So thanks again for being here tonight. I hope you enjoy many more nights of my first kind of revision of how I'm going to do this channel for you. And again, as we grow older, we're never too old to be out here working, having fun, doing things. All right. Again, thanks, and subscribe to the channel and comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll be sure to answer everybody I can. All right. Good night, everybody, from Athens, Georgia. One more little thing, of course, if you're on the campus of the Georgia Bulldogs, here's the elevator, the Bulldog greeting you. And by the way, this past year, I have had the chance to meet the mascot, who is the Bulldog for the football team in all sports. I drove a couple of games with the cheerleaders to some games, and the mascot is part of the cheerleading group. So got to learn a little bit about his background and how he becomes a mascot. So that's finally going to put it to bed. Good night, everybody.